Hi, there you are. I've been waiting for you. Thanks for joining me again today at Performance Cafe. And today I've got a really interesting topic for us. It's about pimples and performance. And as startling as that might seem, the discussion here is not about teenage performance, but about the fact that I have a pimple. And the other day when I realized this, I was like, oh my word, what's happening? This is not something I normally suffer from. And the next second, because I'm sure that Google reads my mind, I see an article come up in my Google news stream around acne. And acne is actually a condition where people are really getting bad problems with their skin because of constantly wearing masks and, you're constantly breathing hot air and it gets stuffy and all that kind of stuff. And so immediately I jumped to this thing of, oh heavens, now I have acne to contend with because of COVID. Just another thing. And I actually stopped myself and thought, well, that's quite a victim mode. Because I have to wear a mask and it now obviously is going to cause, one pimple, I've now catastrophized to acne. I was at that point where I was going to actually give up and go, oh, well, until end of September, which is by when they think we'll hopefully be over the worst of it, at least until then, if not into next year, I'll have acne. Now, the reason why I raised this rather silly example, which, trust me, trying to tell you about it makes me feel awfully foolish, is because of the interesting thought process that was revealed. There's a problem, you leap from the problem to the convenient solution. The convenient solution in this case, you can't get out of. I can't not ever go out. I have to wear a mask. Therefore, gloriously, I am now the victim of this. Yes, it doesn't solve the problem, but it takes away responsibility from me. So ironically, it happens that the next day I realized that I had started a new skincare treatment. And that because it was very high in vitamin A, it was likely to cause a bit of spots until my skin settled. And what happened? Immediately, I had found the actual reason for the problem. I had then been able to shift and understand what the problem was, what the timeline was, and how long I was going to have to put up with this, which is a couple of weeks. So the reason I bring up my pimple, heaven forbid, on a social media platform is because I wonder how often we do that in performance when we work with employees. How often do we actually jump to the conclusion of what the problem is? And, they always do that. That person always does that. He's known for doing that. Well, it turns us into the victim. And the problem is that when we are the victim, then as managers of teams or businesses, we have no ability to fix it. But when we take a look at it and go, well, as their manager, I can actually have conversations with them that enable resolving this. All I have to do is put in the effort of having the conversation. Well, actually, that moves the responsibility back to us. It helps us solve the problem in a really real way. Because the more of these conversations we have, the more we understand what we need to do to help someone out of poor performance and into positive performance or optimal performance. And so today, I like to celebrate my pimple. I'd like to celebrate the fact that now that I know what it is about, I can make the right decisions. But I can also celebrate the fact that I can go into this next week, this next month, remembering that I can choose to be the victim of someone else's lack of performance, or I can have the kind of conversation that really identifies what's going on and what is required in order to solve the problem. I hope you enjoyed that short little interlude. I promise not to speak of any more bodily functions for a while. I look forward to seeing you at the next Performance Cafe. Keep well.